Hi, I'm Catherine, this is Zach, and this is Echo, who might, I don't know if you can see her, but she might come and say hi. She's our beautiful Labrador and, caretaker of the bookshop. We're from RoseyRavelston Books.
We are a very small bookshop located in the Blue Mountains. We're also a social enterprise, so we give half of our profits to Charity for Refugees and Asylum Seekers. It's a group called Amicula's the Humble Friend Project, and we also donate a whole bunch of kids' books to the children of refugees and asylum seekers.
Link in bio. Or let's just make it flash on the screen, maybe.
No? Yeah, I'll see what my
Link
limited
bio.
computer
Link
skills can do. We're just going to do a weekly short little video. We'll try and keep it as short as we can, but we just want to have a talk to you about the books that we've been reading this week, and just share our thoughts on them. We'll try not to give any spoilers though.
No spoilers, no, definitely not.
What have you been reading, Kate?
I'll start. So I have just finished Magda Szubanski's Reckoning. I'm a little bit late on this one. I think it was published 2015. I am not someone who normally reads autobiographies, except Patti Smith's Just Kids, which is amazing. But everyone was talking about this. Everyone was saying how good it was. And I do love Kath and Kim. But it's nothing really like Kath and Kim at all. It was so good. I really loved it. She's such a good writer. You can see she's a beautiful storyteller. She's really intelligent. She's really descriptive. And it was one of those books when I wasn't reading it, I was thinking about it. Because
I love those.
Yeah, and especially for an autobiography, I find that's really unusual. It's different. It's unusual. Didn't even plan that. It follows her journey through her life. She was in a gang once. I'm no spoilers, but yeah, I know, right? Can you imagine? And she was a feminist.
Is it a netball gang?
Yeah, exactly. They're called the Sapphires. Anyway,
Sorry, I've been watching Kath and Kim again lately.
I love it. Yeah, really, really good. And more than just her story, it's about her family. So her mum is Scottish, and they grew up in Liverpool and moved to Australia when they were really young. And that story of them getting off the plane is really funny, and in the middle of summer, just before Christmas. Yeah, can you imagine? Yeah. And her dad is Polish. And he was in the Polish resistance, and so it shows her grappling with their stories and their histories, and because obviously Polish resistance, like, he killed people, and then she's like, my dad's a murderer, and is he a murderer, and can you just, like, there's a lot of
that's full on
really deep stuff here. I think I'm talking too much, but honestly I would really recommend it.
Awesome.
I loved it. Yeah, really, really good.
That's cool.
Yeah.
On a completely different tack, I've been reading The Library of Unrequited Love. As you can see, it's quite a small book, so it didn't take very long to read. But I haven't really read another book like it. I did a post on the ABC Book Club Facebook page to find out whether anyone else had read this book, and I don't know if anyone's familiar with that Facebook page, but there's a lot of readers on there, and no one mentioned to me that they'd read it. A lot of people said it sounded interesting.
Yeah.
It's actually a French book by a French author. It's been translated in English because I can't speak French, so that's why I got this copy. It's essentially about a librarian in a French library, and she finds a reader who was locked in overnight when she comes into work the next day. And so she basically talks to this reader about libraries and what it's like to work in a library, and the good books in the library and the bad books, and the politics of working with other people in the library. And for anyone who's ever read a book and loves reading books, worked in a library or a bookshop, I think you should read this book. It's I sometimes think it's a bit of a rant, but it's more of a stream of consciousness.
I love it.
It's a better way to put it. From the librarian who's essentially talking at this person.
Who wish he wasn't locked in there, probably.
But it's really interesting. It's really well written. And if you can find a copy of it, because there's not many of them in Australia, I highly recommend it. It's a very, very interesting book. And it's one of those books that made me think a lot as well.
Yeah, cool. Who's it by?
Sophie Divry.
Divry, will probably pronounce that wrong.
Yeah,
but
apologies for any French people.
Link in bio.
I'll try my best to figure out how to put a link in a bio.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, well, we'll try and keep doing these every week, and keep you up to date with what we're reading and what we've loved, and we'll try and keep it interesting.
And if you've got any suggestions for good books to read, put them in the comments as well, and we'll get onto them and have a chat about those as well.
Cool.
Echo, come here. Anything to say? Wow.